Okay, can you guys hear me? Do I need to move? Okay. Wow. It's that time already. I know this is really cliche, but I'm going to say it. It feels like only yesterday that I was sitting in those chairs, right over there, nervously watching Jennifer Salva give her speech, waiting to see who would be crowned. To be honest, I have spent hours upon hours upon hours trying to think of what I might say at this moment, and it just happened to come during my jet lag on my trip to the Czech Republic. But this wasn't because I couldn't come up with anything to say. It was because I just had too much. This year has been a whirlwind. Not less than 5 days after being crowned Miss Czech-Slovak US was I off to Houston, Texas to make my very first appearance. This appearance was the first of many. I traveled over 30,000 miles this year that I had on my tour as National Queen. Later, I also attended festivals across the Midwest. I repeat, cannot recall a place where I was not greeted with such a warm, wonderful welcome, which definitely proves how hospitable Czechs and Slovaks are. I have truly made great memories throughout this experience, whether it be meeting the Czech ambassadors to the U.S. and the United Nations in New York City, singing the U.S. National Anthem impromptu at the Houston Spring Festival, dancing the night away with the Salva family at the Sugar Creek, Missouri Slavic Festival, or even getting lost in the rain at an abandoned train station 3 miles out of a village of Blanitsa, Czech Republic. And one time I even had to let the director of the Miss Eurofest pageant in Denver, Colorado, nursed me backstage while I had 102-degree fever. I will definitely never forget the countless and sometimes crazy memories that this pageant has given me. There have been so many people that I have met and have to thank on this journey, and if I listed them all, let's be honest, we would be here until it was time to choose the 2015 National Queen. So I would like to start off by thanking any person that I have met in the last 4 years that has helped me along the way. So thank you. Next, I would like to thank Miss Mary Elizabeth Lackey. Without her, this pageant would definitely not happen, plain and simple. Can we please all give her a standing ovation? Does she have to work with the National Queen and her many travels, but she also has to work with the National Court. She also helps any state queens that have questions about the pageant. Oh, and she spends countless hours making sure that this weekend goes as smoothly as possible. Thank you for volunteering your time and effort so us girls have the opportunity to participate in this tradition. Next, I would like to thank Mr. John Fiala, because he is the reason that we are all sitting here. He told me earlier tonight that I did all the work to become Miss Czech-Slovak US. Okay, I had a lot of help, I'll let him say that, but honestly, if he was not here 27 years ago to get this pageant started, we would not be here. So can we please thank him as well? Please give him a standing ovation. The Kansas Czech pageant director. Even though she isn't physically here, I guess I'll forgive her. She is joining us over FaceTime today. Only an amazing person would answer at least 2 emails a day for an entire year from me asking numerous questions. And who else would be willing to take my calls at 11 o'clock at night to talk pageant strategy, even after I had won nationals? We developed such a bond throughout our time together, and the biggest telltale of our relationship is our inside jokes. Lynn, on the camera, it is so hard to pick only one to share with this crowd, so here are two. First, she was always ready to indulge my adventurous side, even when I wanted to go see the world's largest porch swing. Second, she learned that I love guys that are named Philip. Philip with an F. I know that she was one of my biggest supporters, and without her, I would not have been prepared to even run last August, let alone win the national title. To Christy Dowling and Jennifer Salva, who also aren't here, but they were the two Kansas queens that preceded me as Miss Czechoslovak US. We did it. I know that it was such an accomplishment for us to become not only the first 3 Kansas girls crowned at nationals, but also to make Kansas the one and only state to have 3 queens crowned in a row. I know that we all worked so hard to make this happen, but I also know without your help and guidance, I would not be here today completing the trifecta. Another set of girls that stayed by my side, and I know you have seen them all around this weekend, they were here every minute of my reign. They are the girls of the Delta Zeta sorority chapter at Fort Hays State University, especially those 4 girls sitting right over there in the green shirts. Sierra, Steph, Jordan, and Joanna, you have seen me laugh and you have seen me cry this year, and sometimes you hardly saw me at all, but you were always there for me, no matter what, unconditionally. Even when I thought I was leaving FHSU. You watched my back and always had advice, albeit good or bad, to give. Somehow you crazy girls kept me sane throughout this crazy year. So Delta Zeta love to you. I must also thank my lovely royal court, Danielle and Brittany. You two are amazing, and I could not, again, I repeat, I could not imagine 2 better people to have up by my side. I loved how we missed each other so much, we planned a Queen's retreat in Minnesota. Note to self, you hear my accent, by the way, that's Brittany's fault. Note to self, next time you want to have our Queen's retreat, don't pick Minnesota in February when it is negative 15 degrees and there are 6 feet of snow on the ground. The drifts were taller than Danielle. Danielle, we always had an interesting time traveling to whatever festival we had that weekend. And Brittany, I got you. I must say, you were so encouraging. You inspired me to be a better person and a better queen. You truly were my queen in shining armor. Thank you to my entire family, who has been there literally along every step of the way. My brothers, who are much older than me, Scott and Joey, were always around to give me a funny Czech joke and lighten my mood. I love them, even when they tell me to check my attitude. Because, after all, and this is a Saturday Night Live joke, but they are 2 wild and crazy guys. And Grandma, you are the reason that I am here. You have taught me everything, how to sew, how to speak clearly, and even how to speak a little Czech. Without your encouragement throughout my life, I would not be able to dedicate this title to you. Last but not least, Mom and Dad. I don't even know where to begin to start thanking you guys. I have traveled a lot the last 2 years, and in this year alone, I've traveled about 50,000 miles, if not more, and they were all primarily by myself. And as you constantly reminded me, the odds usually aren't that good of something bad not happening. So I thank you for trusting me to do this. I also should thank you for footing much of the bill. You have given me everything in life. When I say I would have nothing without you, I literally mean I would have nothing without you. I know that these past 2 years have not been easy, but thank you for everything. Okay, well, the time has come. The time to crown the new Miss Czechoslovak United States. So I'm going to finish with this. To those of you out in the audience, whether you be family to one of these lovely ladies, or just an interested spectator. I hope you have enjoyed watching our pageant and all of these ladies have to offer. I hope you take this back to your hometown, wherever it may be, and tell all the girls ages 16 to 26 of Czech and Slovak descent that they should run, because this experience has changed my life. That moment my mother called me 4 years ago when I was in Washington, D.C., asking if I wanted to run for the Kansas title, that moment is when my life changed. Now I couldn't have imagined a better way to spend my last 4 years. And finally, to all 11 of you ladies sitting anxiously right there, I know I've told you all of this, and I understand that you were probably too nervous to really listen to me. But if you take anything out of my speech, I want it to be this. Are you listening? Okay. Remember, another cliche, I know, but you are all queens. You have all been presented with a title that very few women in the United States get. But more importantly than that, a shiny crown and a pretty sash do not give you the opportunity to spread the Czech and Slovak cultures across the country. You alone can do this. So please, whatever happens tonight, take every single opportunity you are given to spread our heritage. Continue working with your state pageant, the local Czech Festival Committee, or even the national pageant, because when it comes down to it, that is why every single one of us are here. We are here to keep the Czech and Slovak cultures alive, and you are the key to making that happen. So thank you very much for your support over these last few years. And as last time as Miss Czech Slovak United States 2013-2014, good night.